Hey, y'all. Real quick while I wait for my food and before this movie start, like I told y'all, I was going to tell you everything you needed for an audit. If you start a trucking company, you will be audited within your first year. Your first 12 months, you will get an audit. You can trigger an audit as well if your safety score goes up too high from being put out of service, from getting too many tickets and too many violations with the company. Also, if you fail an audit, don't panic. You can do a corrective plan, fix everything that you failed on, pay a little fine depending on what the issue is, get back in service. Or if you miss an audit, they have the right to put you out of service. Doesn't mean they're going to, but they do have the right to. So when you have your audit, the list of things you're going to need is a list of company vehicles, vehicle registrations, the trucks and trailers, pictures of VIN number plates, and pictures of vehicle maintenance files. Every time you have a maintenance done on your vehicle, you're supposed to keep a file of it. List of company drivers, driver qualifications files, which should include the driver application, copy of driver's medical certificate, copy of driver's license, CDL, copy of driver's current driving record, your MVR, or your driver's MVR, previous employer check, annual review of driver, if applicable, driver's list of moving violations, if applicable, pre-employment drug test, if applicable, random drug test, if applicable, driver's time records or logbooks, and supporting documents. Company gross revenue for the current year, accident registration, proof of vehicle insurance, your MCS-90, proof of drug and alcohol policy, if applicable, moving company documents, if applicable. This safety audit is for your education, and there is no enforcement action taken at this time. So they don't. It's nothing to be scary about. A couple of things to know. One, if you own the company and have a CDL, you have to have an application on yourself. And the application has to have 10-year history. People with new CDLs tend to get scared about that. It does not mean you need 10 years of driving history. It means they want to know what you've been doing for the last 10 years. Drug and alcohol. If you own a trucking company, you are supposed to be in a third-party provider drug and alcohol random testing program. They are not going to allow you to drug test yourself and your own employees. So you can get that out of your mind. Maintenance records. Every time you have maintenance done on your vehicles, you're supposed to file it in a separate file for that vehicle and for all of your vehicles, so you can keep track of your maintenance. You have to have a DOT inspection card for every year. You're supposed to get it done annually. So every year you have to have that. Your log books, different policies. Some people say they'll go back 6 months. I remember when I had my first audit with my other company, I failed it. We did a correction plan to fix everything, but I believe they wanted 6 months of logs. This particular officer is asking for 30 days of logs. So I haven't had an audit in maybe 3 years. So maybe things change, or maybe it's been that long and I'm telling you some wrong information. I know they wanted 6 months of something. I can't specifically remember if that was logs or if that was 6 months of my lows. I can't remember. It's been a little minute, but this is what they're asking for now. This is directly read from the email that was sent to me after my conversation with the officer. If you start a trucking company within your first 12 months, you will be audited no matter what. Also, if you fill out a application for your authority and never activate it, and they call you for an audit, don't be alarmed. Just call them and tell them what happened. My first time filing for my authority that happened, I filed for my authority in 2012. I didn't activate it until 2018. Although I was owning trucks, I was running as an owner-operator. None of this information that's available now, and certainly not what I'm giving to y'all for free, was available. So the best thing I knew to do was sign up with a company, run containers, and keep it moving. So, but I'm changing the game for y'all. All the stuff that nobody would tell us because they thought we was going to be stealing their work, or didn't want to tell us how much the loads paid because they thought we was trying to count their pockets, or they secretly in competition with you. I'm eliminating all that stuff by freely and openly giving y'all the information that I wish I had, so it wouldn't have taken me 6 years to figure out. Only thing I needed was my trailer and my truck. I knew about the load board, but I did not know that the insurance quotes they were giving me were normal. I was under the impression that my insurance quotes were so high because I was a new CDL. I only had my CDL for 2 years before I got my first truck. And I figured if I waited a little while, my insurance quotes would go down. But I had no point of reference. I had no close homeboys or anybody that I could call that had their authority already that would tell me that that's just what the insurance quotes were. I think I was paying $150 a month bobtail. They quoted me something like $3,000 a month for my authority. I thought that was outrageous, but my only logic was because I had a new CDL. That was false. That's just what the numbers are. Your first year, insuring your company is going to be high. Even right now, I'm paying $3,500 a month. But that's caused by my own action. That comes from running renegade, running scales, getting pulled over, catching tickets, getting put out of service, no logs, the whole nine. So you make decisions you got to pay for. But anyhow, till next time, y'all stay tuned. Peace, and I hope that helps y'all somehow.